welcome you to the show.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lisbeth if you don't know me, and I make very much college videos, curly hair content, and kind of talks, just sit downs and talks about different topics of the world, me, the people around me, stuff like that. Now after that quick little introduction on who I am and what I do, today's video is about a productive day in my life as a college student, but I recorded on a Friday, which I don't have classes on Fridays. Thank God. That might be helpful, maybe motivate you a little bit. Yeah, I had a pretty productive day, so let's get right into it. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe if you like the video, and let me know if you guys like these type of videos, because I'll make more. I will make more. So the first thing I did was to start off my day. I always get up and make my bed, as you saw in the beginning of the video, but this I always do no matter what. If I'm running late, if there's a fire, well, no, I'm capping, but you get my point. I always make my bed in the morning, because if I don't make my bed, then my whole day just doesn't start off well. It was a deep cleaning day, which means that I kind of take everything out of my room and put it back in. I know, a little extreme. Doing this at least once a month really gets the dust out, and then also helps you not get sick, because these college dorm rooms are rusty. They're crusty and rusty, so if you don't clean them, then you're just gonna have dust all up on your nose while you're sleeping. Let's give you a little montage of me cleaning my whole room.
Oh, you did the impossible. I'm kind of feeling like you stole my heart. Your lips are incredible. Our bodies fit together like a work of art. Let's make this last a lifetime. Your body holding on to mine. When you're inside me, we go overtime. I've been needing your love, got me floating. I've been needing your touch, when you stroke
I'm gonna pull up shawty to the side. She keep coming at me every day and night. When I left in my life started feeling right. Yeah, yeah, ooh. These days I do anything I like. Grinding for this life every day and night. When I left I told him I would get it right. Yeah, yeah, break bread and break hearts. Don't get me started now. Break up to break down. I'm getting money now. Fuck love, I can't trust. I'm too damn jaded now. Break laws, got lockjaw. Little shawty tweaking now. I fell in love with a moolah. I need my wrist like a cooler.
Okay guys, look at me struggle, because the door will not stay open.
She know that I'm a straight shooter, so my chick bad like Luda. Ooh, I'm gonna pull up shawty to the side. She keep coming at me every day and night. When I left in my life started feeling right. Yeah, yeah, ooh. These days I do anything I like. Grinding for this life every day and night. When I left I told him I would get it right. Yeah, yeah, whip a Tesla off the fucking lot. I got hella bands on me, fuck a sing-along. They won't ever bang on me while I got this Glock. Only talking big money, cause I love the guap. I'm flipping big bags in a fresh cash, no tic-tacs. My life look like Six Flags, they big mad, I know that.
I got a vacuum from the staff. Talk to me nice. I was like, please borrow one. He was like, let me go check for you. And then I got a vacuum, so let's vacuum my rug. Hey guys, so now we're getting to the speaking part. I'm not gonna show you the whole room. I was gonna show like a little thing, but I'm gonna post a room tour soon with like organization tips and all that, because when I tell you one thing about me, like, I'm not feeding my ego, but I'm so good at organizing. Like, I kind of have like, okay, I don't have as much stuff as a lot of people, but I know how to still put things together so they don't look super shoved in. The clothes, my closet, like most of my clothes are in my closet, even though the closet is small, because I have so many tips and tricks on how to make everything fit comfortably, not even just like fitting just to fit, but also comfortably. So I'm gonna make a video on how to do that, because a couple of my friends asked me and I feel like it'll be interesting. But I'm gonna wash my hair today. I'm already running way behind schedule, but it's okay because I woke up late, so that told me I'm not gonna let that ruin my day. But I'm washing my braids. So what I do is I'm gonna take a spray bottle and then I'm gonna take a clarifying shampoo, because it's been like 2 weeks and I go to the gym, so the sweat builds up. So I'm just gonna put it in here. I take this and I put it on my roots and then I massage it, and then I'm gonna do that outside the shower, and then when I go inside the shower I'm gonna pour in the rest like to my head, massage it a little more, put a little bit of shampoo, and then I'm done. And then you're gonna see me blow dry. Okay, even though I look ridiculous, we are going to do real quick, just moisturize my face while these are still kind of soaking up the water, because we need to get rid of some water. But I brought my mirror over here, so if I keep looking over here, it's because I'm looking in the mirror, because I gotta see, you know. But let's talk a little bit about, what do you guys want to talk about? What do we want to talk about? I know I haven't been consistent on YouTube, but like I'm really trying, and I really am gonna try. But you know, kind of school always comes first, and then I also work, so it is hard to kind of, after doing homework, you know, and being tired from school and work, then being like, okay, let me sit down on the YouTube, when in my head I'm like, well, it's not a requirement. Like, I really like doing it, but you know, like if I finish my homework at like 8, I want to be able to do my night routine and still go to sleep early. Or if I have like a late night study session of like until 2 a.m. or 1, I don't want to, you know, edit. So it's kind of like I gotta be in the zone. But once I'm in the zone, I love it, and I'm like, I plan everything. I just need to build it into my schedule in a way that doesn't drain me, but also it gets done. So I'm still learning, you know, I'm still a freshman, so I think things will get better as time goes on. Talking about I'm a freshman, let's talk about a little bit of my semester recaps, because this is my first week of semester 2, so we're gonna talk about semester 1. I'm a freshman at Barnard College, if you don't know. Let me put on my contacts, wait. Things that I wish I knew before coming. So you guys know, well, if you're new here, I'm from a very non-diverse town, and by non-diverse I mean like where is all Hispanics and black people. That I haven't really been around much white people or people from different cultures, because pretty much like in my town we all kind of have the same culture. So I've never really interacted with white people my age, you know, like my teachers were white and authority figures were white, but not really like students. There was like 3 white kids in my school, probably in my section, but in my bigger school there's probably a little bit more, but still like the percentage is I think the same. That because I grew up in a city in which like we were all minorities, and all the minorities were poor, we all kind of had the same experiences, and we all kind of related to each other because of it. Our parents, not every single parent acted the same, but you know, they kind of had the same rules, they kind of had the same experiences. Most of us didn't have money. Like most of the kids will work at 14 and they would go to school, or they would do a sport and then work after the sport. So I didn't grow up in an environment in which people had money. Everybody, like my whole life, was telling me, oh, you're gonna have a culture shock in college, this and that, and I was like ready for it. I was like, okay, like there's people from different environments as me in different cultures, like it'll be okay. Like I love learning about new cultures and stuff like that. So I came in ready for a culture shock, but I didn't really get a culture shock. What I got was more of a, how do I say it, like money shock. I would come into a room and I would see like Hispanics, black people, and I would see kind of minorities, and I'll be like, oh my god, yes, like I'm gonna have somebody to talk to. But those minorities that I would be in, like, I didn't have the same experiences as them because they grew up in a wealthy environment. Like, they didn't grow up in a disadvantaged environment. So it was kind of a shock to me because I would go in a room and I would see people that look like me or that look like the people that I grew up around. But then I would talk to them and it was kind of like they went to schools that had kayaking as a sport, and that's amazing. If I have a kid, that's my goal, to always put them in the best private school, in the best environment that they can be. But it was kind of like, what poor public minority school got kayaking, got money for kayaks, got money for a lake, you know? So it was these experiences in which I couldn't join the conversation because I had nothing to add to the conversation. I couldn't be like, oh yeah, me too, my team lost this, because I didn't have a freaking kayak team, you know? It was weird going from an environment in which kids were worried about putting meals on the table versus now kids worried about, like, what Ivy League are they going to, which was very, it made me frustrated with myself too, because I would find myself kind of being a little upset, like you have all this privilege and you don't see it and you don't acknowledge it. And because anytime I would mention it, it was like, well, I worked hard for this. And I understand, like, most of these kids worked hard to get here, but I know that, but it's still, in a sense, I feel kind of a little bit disturbed when I know and have so many friends who literally struggled to survive, while then there's kids here talking about, like, well, if they worked harder, they would have been here. When in reality, that's not the case. Like, these kids had tutors their whole lives, which is, again, amazing. Like, if I had kids, that's what I would want to give them. But it's just a little frustrating, like, seeing the two extreme sides of kind of the table and lives, and how much privilege people actually have. And the frustrating thing is that sometimes they don't even notice all the privilege that they do have, because a lot of these kids, they'll sit down and they'll be like, yeah, like, I'm poor, like, or they'll be like, I'm broke. And it's like, you have no idea what being broke actually is, you know? Like, you have no idea what that life actually is like. And they will romanticize it. Pretty much, like, they would romanticize, like, the hood, being poor and not having money, but then we'll be like, oh yeah, my therapy is shopping, or things like that. Like, having a shopping addiction is really is a privilege, because it's like no person without money is gonna be able to indulge in actually buying the clothes. Maybe just putting it in your cart, but not actually buying it. But little things like that I don't think that a lot of people here notice. And it's like, it's weird because they are very progressive, and they are very much little things in their lives that they don't even notice the immense privilege of it. It's sometimes frustrating because then I'll find myself in conversations and I'm like, what did you just say? And in my head, I'm like, I can't even be mad. Like, they actually don't know any better. And even though they think they know better, they don't. Like, they'll be having conversations about like disadvantaged communities in class, and they'll say stuff that they've read in books, and things that you read in books don't really align how minority communities actually work and how disadvantaged communities actually work, you know? Which I do think is why there needs to be more people from minority communities. My point is that I saw the difference of, like, culture shock and kind of environment shock. Like, college doesn't put that big of an importance on having people from different types of economic backgrounds. Like, they'll be like, yes, we're diverse because we have a bunch of, like, Hispanic, Black, or Asian students, but they're all rich. So it's kind of, are they actually really diverse? Like, their experiences aren't diverse. Like, the culture is, like, maybe at home their experiences are diverse because they have different cultures, but their experiences are still, they went to private schools, and you know, like, they never had to work, not work as in, like, schoolwork, but, like, physically get money. And that's another thing, like, a lot of the students here don't know the value of money, which is which is good, to be honest, because then you get to learn now. This is the part in which you're about to learn. But it's just weird to me because it's like most of the people around me at home knew the value of money at the age of 5. I'm not saying one environment is better than the other. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that if you do come from a background like mine, don't stress the culture shock so much. Stress more don't even stress, but like be prepared to feel left out of conversations because you haven't had the same experiences. Like another thing is like I went to classes in which I would be like, oh my god, this is hard, and I would have to be in the library for like 3 hours trying to learn the things that the professor already thought the students knew, because a lot of these students, you know, they had private tutors and things like that, so it's like they already knew a lot of the stuff in the beginning of the semester, while I had to like not only learn what the class was teaching me, but also learn the stuff that the professor thought all students know, which a lot of students didn't know. But sometimes I would be like, oh my god, like I'm in the library for 2 hours trying to do well in this class, and then a student comes in and it's like, well, I already learned all this in high school, which again is the goal. If I ever have kids, to like, that's amazing, but it is still a disadvantage that I didn't think I would have, mostly because the school that I went to, the part of the school that I went to was very kind of advanced, but even then there's no way that that school was gonna fully catch me up to a kid who's been tutoring since they were 3, you know. Saying that, guys, once you get used to it, you'll build friends, and you'll build friends from every economic status, and you'll see that most of the time, like fundamentally when it comes to like values and things like that, you're not all that different. I don't know how long to make my videos, because when I make long videos, people usually only watch like a little less than half, but then the people that do watch the whole thing, they're like, oh my god, I love the whole thing. So it's like I don't want to make long videos and like waste my time kind of editing all of it, which I like doing, but you know, sometimes it does take a while. But I also don't want to make shorter videos for the people who actually do watch my stuff and you know, interact with me. Let me know down below like what length I should do it. I don't know what the length of this video is gonna be yet, but you can see it right now as you're watching. I don't care what anybody says, bro. Dollar Store lip gloss, it literally don't get better. That trend on TikTok that's like, if you wear she's wearing Bath and Body Works, I'm wearing like Louis Vuitton. I know Louis, you got my point. Bitch, I smell good. Leave me alone. I probably still am cleaner than you. The fuck? Shower. Wear Dove soap. It is like 5:30 and I still haven't ate because I started taking Instagram pictures after I dried my hair, and already drying my hair is like mad long, but it's okay. I need to take some IG pictures because I'm trying to be more, post more on all my platforms, so it's okay. Me taking pictures was still me being productive in the eyes of my head, because that's something that I had to do, so it's okay. But I gotta go eat for real because it's ridiculous. I'm rushing because I didn't realize the time. I was at the library, I did all my work, but I also got obsessed with an app that I was trying to learn, and I didn't notice the time because I went into like the zone, and I got like 20 minutes. I really gotta pee. I look like such a freshman right now. Speed walk into the dining hall, but I'm trying to eat more. And they close in like 10 minutes. I swear, if they're like, we already closed the kitchen, I'm gonna be so upset because Shorty hasn't been eating and I need to eat to get those gains. I literally, because like the semester just started, so I know it's a force me being in the library for that long, because I was in the library for like 3 hours. But the thing is that like I did some stuff for work, I did some reading, and then most of my time I spend like organizing for the semester, which takes me literally a couple days because I do a bunch of documents, so it's easier throughout the semester for me to just stay organized. But yeah, it's worth it because then throughout the semester I don't have to worry about the little things.